The Congress and some other India bloc netas have been claiming that why should they go for the consecration when 4 of the Shankracharyas are not attending the ceremony. Here are the facts though. The 2 of the 4 Shankracharyas have clarified that they're not against the Prana Prathishtha being held on the 22nd of January in Ayodhya. 2 others have said that they will be staying away and they're not happy with the manner in which the function is being organized. Here's more.
The consecration of the Ram temple and the involvement of the Shankracharyas. In an ironic turn, despite the Shankracharyas urging against politicizing the Mandir inauguration, politics has heightened due to their statements. Let's first delve into the perspectives of the top seers of Sanatana Dharma. Jyotish Peeth Shankaracharya Avimukteshwara Nand Saraswati insists that the time isn't right for him to attend the ceremony. The seer stated that he cannot face Lord Ram until cow slaughter is completely banned in the country.
तो गाय ही भगवान श्री राम को धरती पर लेकर के आई थी, तो उस गाय को काटा जा रहा है और हम राम की प्रतिष्ठा करके उनके सामने खड़े हो जाएंगे, तो हमको ये ठीक नहीं लगता है। हमको लगता है कि ये ठीक नहीं होगा। इसलिए हमने कहा है कि जब गौ हत्या बंद हो जाएगी देश में, तब हम भगवान श्री राम का दर्शन करने जाएंगे।
Shankaracharya Nishchalanand Saraswati believes the consecration should adhere to customary traditions. While not opposing the inauguration, he chooses not to attend.
कार्यक्रम जो है वो भारत के प्रधानमंत्री जी गर्भगृह में होंगे, मूर्ति का स्पर्श करेंगे, प्रतिष्ठित करेंगे। इसको राजनीतिक रूप दिया ही गया है। मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम भगवान राम की प्रतिष्ठा होगी तो शास्त्र सम्मत विधा से होनी चाहिए। यह है, मैं तो विरोध नहीं करूंगा, जाऊंगा भी नहीं। मैंने अपना पक्ष रख दिया।
In a statement, Sringeri Mutt Shankaracharya refutes reports of opposing the consecration. Describing the January 22nd inauguration as a pious occasion, he encourages everyone else to attend and rejoice. The Dwarka Peeth Shankaracharya echoes similar views in his message. Describing the liberation of Ram Janmabhoomi as the culmination of a 500-year-old struggle, underscoring though that the consecration should follow set religious customs. The Shankaracharya's emphasis on religious customs provides fresh ammunition for opposition leaders accusing the BJP of exploiting religious sentiments for its election campaign.
All the Dharmacharyas are saying that it is not correct. Ved Shastra, जो शास्त्र हमारा धर्म शास्त्र है, in that धर्म शास्त्र, no Prana Prathishtha can be done of in an incomplete temple. It's not yet complete, number one. Number two, why are they politicizing it? When this could have been easily done on Ram Navami.
Former Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray's party also referenced the Shankaracharya while criticizing the BJP over the January 22nd consecration.
आज राम भगवान अयोध्या में आ रहे हैं, हम सभी उसका स्वागत कर रहे हैं, पर राम भगवान के नाम पे अगर राजनीति होगी या ऐसा कहा जाएगा जहां पे कर्नाटका के बीजेपी आईटी सेल ने किया था, जहां पे नरेंद्र मोदी जी को बड़ा दिखाया था, भगवान श्री राम को छोटा दिखाया था, वो हाथ पकड़कर उनको रास्ता दिखा रहे हैं, क्या ये सही है?
According to temple elders, the Shankaracharyas adhere to their own customs and puja rituals. They would not participate as purohits or yajmans, even though all of them have been invited. A nuanced layer into the unfolding temple narrative. The emphasis on religious customs becomes both a point of contention and a rallying cry in the contemporary intersection of spirituality and politics. Bureau Report, India Today.
To talk about the politics playing itself out over the invitations for the Prana Prathishtha, I am joined at this time by the author of Adi Shankaracharya, Hinduism's greatest thinker. Pawan K. Verma is also the author of The Great Hindu Civilization, amongst a whole host of books. Sri Raj Nair is the spokesperson of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, and Taisin Poonawalla is a political analyst, and they're joining us on the show. I want to go across to Pawan Verma first. We've seen all four Shankracharyas are staying away. Two say they're opposed to the manner in which the function is being organized. The other two say they're not opposed to what's happening on the 22nd of January. They just don't have a role, so they're not going themselves, but they want people to be happy because this is a great moment for the Sanatana Dharma. What do you make of the manner in which the opposition is trying to capitalize in the absence of the Shankaracharya to say if the Shankaracharyas are not on board, then what's being done is wrong?
Thank you, Rahul. You see, I am really not interested, having full astha in Sri Ram, in ritual, because that is not how Sri Ram is conceived in Hindu philosophy. Both Valmiki and Tulsidas see Sri Ram in his avtarit roop, in his sagun form as Sri Ram. But in reality, they say explicitly that he is the Nirgun Brahm, which is cosmic consciousness, without attributes, in all of us, in you and me, and animate and inanimate objects. I mean, Tulsidas can't be more explicit. He says, Agun Arup Alakh Aj Joi, Bhagati Prema Bas Saguna Hojoi. That which is formless, unperishable, imperceptible, and all pervasive, takes on a human form out of the devotion of his bhakts. In bhakti, there can be no ritual. Please see the bhakti movement. It was done by ordinary people from different castes who just believed in communion with the Almighty and tried to shun as far as possible ritual, that it is 600 years of the evolution of Hinduism. So to conflate Sri Ram with just ritualism is, I think, devaluing Sri Ram. For me, what is important is that the temple is being built following due process of law as a consequence of a Supreme Court judgment and not in an amaryadit way as was attempted earlier. So long as that is happening, it should not be the affair of only one political party. Those who go for the Prana Prathishtha, and I don't think the Prana Prathishtha requires a specific ritualistic chronology. Do you not know that we worship a stone and see it as a symbol of Shiva? So for us, Sri Ram's temple, on whatever date it chooses, and there are perhaps political reasons why it must be done before Ram Navami on the 9th of April, because the BJP, having been in the forefront of the movement for the building of the Ram temple, wishes to draw political capital for him. Perhaps that's the case. And the opposition is not wrong in saying that. However, for the opposition to welcome a Supreme Court judgment and then say it's a BJP affair and we will not attend, although we have great faith in Sri Ram, to my mind is an internal contradiction. And to find an excuse through the ritualism of when a Prana Prathishtha takes place or should not take place is to actually diminish the Paramatma role of Sri Ram. You have to understand Hindu philosophy before you get into this quagmire of ritualism that has now become the new flavor of the day.
Let Taisin Poonawalla respond to this, that this isn't the sharpest idea to stay away from the inauguration of the Ram temple, because if you stay away from the Prana Prathishtha, then you're essentially sending a message, no matter how you try and spin it, that you didn't want to be there. Jab Bhagwan Ram ne bulaya na, whether you're Mallikarjun Kharge, Sonia Gandhi or Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, they really should have gone.
Thank you, Rahul, for having me on the show. And the answer to the question that you raised is in the question itself. But I'll answer what Pawanji said. The fact is that the idea that you were invited By who? By the VHP and the trust that the Honorable Supreme Court had set up. And not going is a political, is not a good political move, shows that there's politics. And where Bhagwan Shri Ram exists, there should be no politics, because Bhagwan Ram is beyond politics. As Pavanji rightly said, he is our consciousness, he's beyond. He's what the universe is, the infinite universe and the multiverse. So why should there be politics where Bhagwan Ram is? So the question itself says that there's politics. And who's capturing this politics? The BJP, with that dirty posters that they're putting out, blaming the opposition. Let's go on each step one by step. Only facts. All 4 of the Shankaracharya's are not coming. That's a fact. I'm not getting into the rituals. I agree with Pavanji. But when you say that there's an astrological, the BJP spokespersons on all channels saying this is the appropriate time. Astrologically, what time for Bhagwan Ram? In fact, whatever is your bad time, Bhagwan Ram will make your time good. Why does astrology does not apply to Bhagwan Ram? Ravan, who sat on all the planets, who put all the planets below his feet, Bhagwan Ram defeated him. He's beyond the good time and bad time. He brings you good time. So the BJP has a vested interest here. Number 2, the president of our republic, who was present at the Somnath temple. Why is the president of our republic not there? Ultimately, this is a civilizational revivalism for our country. Bhagwan Ram does not belong only to Hindus. He belongs to atheists like me, to Muslims, to everybody. Why is the president who's the head of our constitution not there? These are fundamental questions that we need to ask.
Let Shriraj Nair respond that when the...
Just one last line. The fact of the matter is that even now, while the opposition has been called, those who want to go on another date, Kankan or Shanshan Mein Shri Ram, somebody cannot go on 22nd, they'll go on 23rd, 24th. Why should the BJP label them as anti-Hindu? Bhagwan Ram is present beyond and forever. Every second belongs to Bhagwan Ram. Why should the opposition...
Shriraj Nair, now here's the question. The charge is that the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and the BJP have taken over for all practical purposes what should be an apolitical function, that this is now a VHP show, because the VHP was instrumental in the movement to demolish the Babri Masjid. Therefore, now this is like a BJP victory because the RSS and the BJP are in power. Therefore, they are allowing the VHP their time in the sun. Like Akhilesh Yadav said, no, why is the VHP inviting me? If this had come from the temple trust or if it had come from the priest, is another matter. It's become a VHP show, whereas it shouldn't be.
See, Rahul, absolutely wrong. This is not at all a VHP show. The trust is inviting. Trust has appointed or given some responsibility. Maybe it could be some VHP leader. But it is, at the end of the day, it is purely the Ram Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra Nyas Trust discretion. So it is not that it's a VHP show. Absolutely not. Now here I am really surprised, like last time also I said in the show, success has many fathers, failure has none. Now today the Ram Mandir is coming into existence. Now these people are remembering Lord Bhagwan Ram, who once said that Ram Bhagwan is Kalpanik, imaginary figure. And now Rahul, to say it further, let me tell you, there are more than 4,000 seers, sadhus, sant, mahants from different mat, panth, sampradaya, akhadas who are going to be there. So it is, and this Mr. Tehsin is simply lying here. Now 2 Shankracharyas, because this fake news peddlers, they said about all 4 Shankracharyas. Now 2 Shankracharyas had to issue a statement that they have not said no to Ram Mandir or they have not been invited or they are not going. Both have issued statements. And the other Shankaracharya, you heard it on your show, you played it on your show, that it is because he wants Gauhatya to be banned in this country. And what the other Shankaracharya said. So these people, because they have been always Ramadrohi, they were against Ram temple, now it is the guilt. What cheek they will have to go there? They were the people who ensured that they put up the best of the lawyers to ensure the Ram temple does not come in existence. So this is their sheer guilt, and in 2024 my only area of worry is that it's going to be opposition-free parliament. They're going to be wiped out because of their Ram Dro attitude, and they're not learning. Even from their past mistakes, electorally defeat, even after repeated electoral defeats, they are not learning. That is a big area of worry.
Let Pavan Verma come in on the question of who's present when the Prana Prathishtha puja is being performed.
They are not learning
I've heard what you're saying.
Past mistakes.
Pavan Verma, This question of, it was Rajendra Prasad, the former president, who was present during the Prana Prathishtha of the Somnath temple in Saurashtra in Gujarat. Now it's the Prime Minister who performs this role. Who else is present? The opposition looking to make that an issue, asking why is the Prime Minister there? The BJP saying, of course the Prime Minister will be there, he's the head of the government, why not? And remember, last time, Pandit Nehru didn't want to go, which is why Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel asked Rajendra Prasad consented. If Pandit Nehru would have wanted to go as Prime Minister, he could have gone as well. So how do you look at this issue of who's present, who's not?
You see, first of all, you have to understand the concept of the much maligned word secularism in the Indian Constitution. It's not the French definition of complete separation of church and state, although that doesn't happen in France also. In India, what the fundamental right of the Constitution, Article 19, allows you to profess, practice and propagate your religion. And if you are a practicing Hindu or a Muslim or a Sikh, there's nothing wrong if out of faith or respect or duty you attend a religious function, provided you respect all faiths and do not become partisan in your support for only one. Now, in that sense, President Zail Singh, for instance, if he went to a Gurdwara, would it be unsecular? If President Zakir Hussain went to a mosque, would it be unsecular? So the question is, why have we begun to look at this in such a narrow way? Secondly, I really believe that both politics and ritualism are besmirching the character of Maryada Purushottam. For God's sake, this country has many avatars of that Brahm, that absolute cosmic consciousness. There's Shiva. There is another avatar of Vishnu who's extremely popular, Krishna. There is Durga, the whole cult of the Devi. Now, let us not try in the name of Sri Ram to either homogenize Hinduism or reduce it to only ritual. This is the right time, that is the right time, that's the astrological chart. What is the auspicious occasion to pray? It depends on the follower. And when a person wishes to go to a temple or not is the belief and the astha of the follower.
Sriraj, now I respond to this very important point that Pawan Verma is making about the concern around the potential homogenization of Hinduism. So many different streams of thought, so many different sects, sampradayas, each with their own way of worship. This concern that by doing things in the manner in which they are being done, are we then inadvertently seeking to homogenize a heterogeneous religion?
Rahul, let me with full responsibility convey that organizations like Vishwa Hindu Parishad and the trust which is formed after the Honorable Supreme Court's judgment is being guided by the saints and seers of different Mat Panth Sampradayas. So whatever is happening, it is not by the whims and fancies of some individuals. This is with the concern of all senior saints and of different Mat Panth Sampradayas. So nobody is taking things in their own hand and doing according to their own whims and fancies. But the opposition, the newly formed dotted alliance, they have nothing to show, because if they have to fight the forthcoming elections, they have to have something concrete or some plan B, which they don't have. So every time now, this is purely gaslighting, attacking Ram Mandir or the Prime Minister or the date of Prana Prathishtha. This is the only things left for them, and it's very unfortunate. Now, as Pawan Verma rightly said, the church and the state should be different. Here in this country, we being a majority, more than 80% of the population, we waited for the Honorable Court to give its judgment. What else you want us to do? So this is really unfortunate. Rather than being a part of this great festival or being a part of the Prana Prathishtha, they are simply, beating around the bush.
Okay,
and they have nothing
let
to say.
Tehseen Poonawala respond to this, that you are carping on minor details. The fact is, this is a big civilizational moment for our country. The Ram temple, which is the fulfillment of millions of people and their belief and their desire, is finally coming true by questioning the timing, who's the Yajman, questioning whether this is auspicious, inauspicious, linked to elections, not. You're just trying to muddy the waters instead of joining the celebration, being a part of the mass, being a part of this big moment. The opposition looking to find some way of shooting some critical arrows.
Rahul, this is the greatest country in the world. In this country, in what was essentially legally a title dispute suit, one party lost this title dispute, yet the courts gave that party 5 acres of land. Nobody's either questioning the courts, the temple, or the program. Nobody's doing that. The questions that are asked, they are the ones talking about astrological time. Both Pawanji and I are saying that's not relevant for Bhagwan Ram. They are the ones who are doing it and putting it on the opposition. The President of India is not there. And did they invite the President of India? They didn't do it. That's the point that is being raised. They are escaping. What Nehruji did is not the issue. The President was there the first event. Why is the President not there? Now let's come to certain more important things. The BHP spokesperson on our show said that I'm spreading fake news. I haven't. You would have fact-checked me. I have spoken only facts. Now let's ask him a couple of questions more. If this event is not political, let's assume some political party or some person decides not to come on the 22nd, comes on the 23rd or the 24th or the 25th. Why should that be such a big bother? Why is it that BJP or VHP is taken upon themselves to certify to people who true Hindus are, true who aren't? Everybody, this entire country, this great nation accepted the court verdict. That is what justice was. But also one more question, and this has come from the Nirmoy Akhada. They've actually WhatsApped me and they request this. They're saying that the original murtis, now I know this, I already were Pran Prathishtha. Why aren't they being displayed every day? Ultimately, the Supreme Court gave them also a seat on the board. Why couldn't they have been involved in distributing the invites? Why only one organization? Let me tell you, one organization that in Uttar Pradesh was accused of benefiting financially from these land deals. That is the question.
So this is
not about
ongoing debate. I don't think we'll be able to settle it just tonight on the news track. And I also think that Pawan Verma, outside of the political debate, we should set up a conversation where we get into the significance of this moment, the manner in which this is being done for younger people and our audience to understand and benefit from the wealth of your knowledge. So I'll set that up separately. Thank you very much for joining us on the news track and being a part of this conversation.